Yeah, and like that. Oh, welcome, welcome. It is pretty close to the end of the year, and yeah, your eyes do not deceive you. Meg is sick, and Chad is MIA. I'm not sure where he is. Uh, so yeah, it's just me, and I don't really have any plans. So that didn't require multiple people. But yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing fantastic. We had things to talk about. We'll get to it. There's a bit of news, but I just happened to be perusing things and saw this and was like, why not? Let's see what Kotaku has to say about the 10 biggest gaming disappointments of 2025, because I don't trust them, but it would be really interesting to see if they put some of the, you know, better games that came out this year as, a disappointment. So see, AI slop infest or infected more games. Cool stuff was canned. People lost their jobs and other horrible video game news from 2025. Now, it's such an interesting thing because we have gone from calling, or we've apparently gone from like what is it, asset flips, right, to now AI slop infested games, as if AI somehow makes a game worse. But yeah, anyway, that's apparently what we've gone to. Personally, I think if it's like one of those asset flip games or something, that's a bad game. It normally is. So, but anyway, yeah, I still don't see Chad in the waiting room or anything. So I guess it's just me going on. Jeez, we're doing this solo. We're gonna do the end of the year. So next Friday, of course, will be the beginning of a new year. Naturally, so happy New Year's to anyone who does all that. Does all that. Anyway, but yeah. So let's see what Kotaku has to say. Are we going to list things, or do I have to go up and actually read this shit? Okay, okay. Oh, I hope 2025 would be better year than 2024. Well, no. Have you seen? Well, actually, it was a really dang good year. I don't know what they're talking about. We got Expedition 33. Um, what was it? Tainted Grail, I think is what it was called, which was like that Skyrim esque, RPG that came out that was really good. We got quite a few. They were mainly indie games for the most part. Battlefield knocked it out of the park, strangely enough. Call of Duty took a nosedive. But yeah, anyway, and in some personal ways, it was. But it was also yet another year filled with layoffs. Well, yeah, it was filled with layoffs. Why? Because the AAA companies and a lot of other companies out there have decided that they're going to do this thing where they call what is it they call it, owning the chuds, right? And then suddenly their game just doesn't sell, and then they run around telling everybody, "Oh, their game sold," and then the next thing you know, it 3 months from now, they're laying off the entire team that worked on that game because turns out it didn't sell. I mean, you can only. It's pretty much an easy point on the graph for you to pick up, look at, throw a line through it, and go, "That's the reason." But these people are still delusional. Anyway, but it was yet another year filled with layoffs, AI slop, greedy exec, price increases, and more signs that the entire gaming industry is collapsing. Yeah, the AAA industry, more like it, is collapsing. Speaking of price increases, this is what this is over here for. See that? What is that? That $60 there. That 70. Apparently, that $80 thing that Nintendo was wanting to push isn't floating like they thought it would. So they've been bringing those prices back outside of like their launch title, where they did that one at 80, because it's going to be very noticeable if that one suddenly takes a dive. Anyway, so like we've done years past, Kotaku has rounded up a collection of some of the worst and most disappointing video game news and events from 2025, and cataloged it in a handy dandy list. Yeah, well, I wish there was a list. Or at least the list was numbered, I guess, so I could easily see it. But anyway, this was the year. This was the year in which, more than ever before, a lot of big games got canned. Or we learned about projects that were banned not long after. Yeah, there was actually a few, but I don't know if there was. I don't think it was something we learned this year. There were things that have been canned over the years we have learned. But anyway, Perfect Dark, the slick looking reboot. Oh wait, really? I thought they actually launched Perfect Dark. Was there another attempt at a reboot? Hmm. A Wonder Woman game from Monolith canceled. Okay, well, I don't think anybody's people don't run out to play superhero games for the most part outside of like Batman Ackman the Ackman, yeah, what is it? Yeah, it's that Batman series, right? Like that's the one everybody likes. Outside of that, I don't think people are knocking down the doors to play Superman or something. Oh, Spider Man. Everybody likes the Spider Man games too, for the most part. Taking the beloved studio behind No One Lives Forever and Shadow of Mordor down with it. Oh, really? Alright. An EA published Black Panther game from some former Monolith devs that have been reported featured a version of Mordor's popular Nemesis system, which they still, I think, have a patent on, so nobody can use. Dead and Studio behind it closed. Good. Let's see. EA also shelved the Titanfall extraction shooter spinoff. Probably good. Sony killed a few live. Wait, they're not talking about Concord, are they? Because I don't think I've heard anybody call it that before. Let's click that. For surely we're not talking Concord. There was something else, right? Titanfall extraction shooter reportedly canceled as EA lays off hundreds. Let's see. To know what we actually going on, blah blah blah. Ah, Titanfall game. Okay, well, rumor of a new Titanfall game spring eternal. Okay, I guess there was a Titanfall game that they were doing. Okay, all right. Let's see. EA also shelves Titanfall. Sony killed a few live action services, including a God of War multiplayer project. Why would a God of War need a multiplayer project? Why? That seems like it's like some of these things don't need multiplayer, and when they do, they're not done very well to begin with. Like Assassin's Creed, I think, might be one of those. I don't remember much about its multiplayer. Sounds like it would be amazing as a multiplayer game, but what little I do know, it was horrible. What little bit I remember of it. But yeah, but things like God of War doesn't need a multiplayer game. Let's see. God of War. The game was killed following a recent interview. Okay, I don't really care to be totally honest. And a cool looking Transformers game. I don't know. I heard good things about some of the Transformer games, so that one might have been sad. Leading to, you guess it, layoffs. Now, these are just ones that we know of. I bet a lot more games were canceled, blah, blah, blah. Okay, don't care. 2025 wasn't as bad for the industry layoffs as 2024, but it was still pretty terrible. Nearly 10,000 developers lost their job. Good for them. I'm so glad they lost their jobs. According to the layoff tracker, that's down from the 15,000 pinks. You know what? We got to put those numbers back up. We got to get rid of some of those people. They've got this whole issue in the AAA industry. They need to get rid of people. They need to get rid of more. 10,000's not enough. But still up from 2022 with the big cutbacks. Once again at Microsoft, which shelved hundreds across jobs. But those were hardly the only ones. Notable teams like Cloud Chamber. I don't know who Cloud Chamber is, so I don't know if that's a notable team. Bioshock 4, on the other hand, I think I would remember that one, but nobody mentioned that. Huh. Anyway, lost dozens of staffs. Amazon Gaming cut over 100 positions. Well, that's because Amazon has this thing that they do things like Google does. They start a project, they do it horribly. They can never, ever, it doesn't seem like ever have anyone who is capable of figuring it out in the position where they need to be. Like, what was it? Google had oh gosh, I can't remember what it was called, but I followed it for the longest time. It was the Google streaming service for games, right? And it could have been the Netflix of gaming, but it was so horribly mismanaged. Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure it out. If you're gonna it irritated me, okay? Because I would sit there and I was following this thing, right? Their Netflix of gaming S service, and they would just misstep after misstep after misstep after misstep, one after the other. It's like, who is in charge of? Can somebody not take two steps and go, "Hey, we're launching this new Google TV. Maybe we should put our services actually on the TV." By default, like Google's really good at making sure you have access to everything else in their library, but when they actually want to do something different, they seem to like completely forget or can't figure it out. I don't know. It's like you buy an Android phone, what do they all have? They all have YouTube. They all have Google by default as the search engine, right? Like Alphabet can do it, and yet with that particular service, they fumbled it horribly. And it's just like scratching your head, why? This did not have to happen. Somebody, whoever was in charge, needed to be taken out back, put down like the dog that they are, and replaced with somebody competent. Anyway, rant over. Three Fields Entertainment turned Patreon as it looked for new funding. So okay, so that was something. Okay. Generative AI slop spreads through the gaming industry. And it's not even slop, guys. Let's not. I need Meg here to talk to about this. But anyway, generative AI isn't new tech. It's been floating around for years. But in 2025, it felt like AI popped up more than ever. Yes, it did, because the anti AIs have no nuance. They have no brain cells half the time. And they just hear the word AI and they just go. They see red. Anyway, recording across different games and studios. Swing Vicky, the head of Baldur's Gate 3, making Larian Studios, stepped in big time in December, or stepped into it big time in December after he sounded shockingly bullish on AI generation tools. And Vicky wasn't alone. Plenty of other video game execs and boss had a lot of positive things to say about AI generation tools. Yeah, because a lot of companies freaking use it. Nothing has changed. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 director is all for AI usage. Okay, yeah. We've heard all this stuff. You got Helldivers 2 boss thinks people are being too quick to dismiss AI and called Arc Raiders using the tech interesting. Yeah, because Arc Raiders also used it. Um, People as being too quick to dismiss. Okay, yeah. And adding in his views, actually making gaming better. Level 5 CEO Akiro Hino reportedly said that it's. I don't even know who level 5 is, to be totally honest. I assume they make one of the games. Do they make Arc Raiders? Is that the name of the studio? I don't remember. Um, Becoming common sense in the creative world to rely on the power of AI to boost work efficiency. The gun ho attitude, blah blah blah. Let's see. AI slop keeps ending up in big video games. Well, then it's not AI slop all the time, now is it? Honestly, I'm tired of the term slop at this point because it's being used inaccurately, like everything else in the world does, so it's losing all meaning. But yeah, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Black Ops 7. And their Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was atrocious, by the way. Anno 117, don't know anything about it. And others are, and despite players almost universally being against AI art, they're not. It's just it's the loud people on Twitter. This trend isn't going anywhere in 2026. Pub publisher Crafton, oh gosh, Crafton, they're in their own problem, by the way, still with Subnautica, spends nearly 70 million on becoming an AI first company. I don't even want to know how that's supposed to look. I'm not sure if that's even possible. Like, I understand using AI to assist in various things, but an AI first company, I don't know about that. Um, Meanwhile, it's investing a lot into leveraging the controversial tech into its future video games, even showing off an FPS that was built entirely around a. Wait, that happened? I think I vaguely remember that. Ubisoft shows off new AI powered FPS and hopes you've forgotten about its failed NFTs. Well, listen, nobody expected the NFT thing to go anywhere anyway, so. Let's see. Okay, so that was a thing apparently. Let's see. What else we got? Playing video games is becoming a very expensive hobby. Yes. It has been okay. Are we gonna actually have a list of things that like failed? Because let's see. What is this? 10 of biggest games disappointments of 20. Like, is the disappointment studios closed? Is that how they're doing this? Like, layoffs happen. That's one. AI was used in a lot of big games. That's two. Is that how we're doing this? Game prices increases. That's three. Okay. Valve and credit card companies decide what gamers are or what games are allowed to exist. That wasn't a Valve move. That was pure MasterCard, if I remember correctly. Okay, so that's how we're going. This is how we're handling this, right? So, all right. The 55 billion Saudi EA deal. That was freaking hilarious. That is not a disappointment. That is not a disappointment. Kotaku. That was an absolute win right there. We knew EA could not sit there and continue to pander to these absolute lunatics who are running their asylum, who is telling them that they're doing the best thing, like the best ever thing, when they are creating absolute slop. Yeah, there we go. That EA creates a lot of slop, let me tell you, and so does their developers too. But yeah, a lot of AAA has produced nothing but slop. A lot the past few years lately. But yeah. Anyway, so it was only a matter of time. Like, we talked about how EA was going. We talked about whether or not EA was big enough to fail, or if it would get bought up, or if it was actually capable of being bought up. And I was proven wrong because I'm pretty sure I thought EA was too big to fail for them to get bought by the Saudis. That was just freaking hilarious. Mind's eye, yeah, that absolutely was a. Yeah, that was a nice try. Granted, I don't think I heard about it until after its failure, but yeah. So that was the thing. President Trump gaming post and the lack of any pushback. I'm sorry, what? Listen, Kotaku, we got it. You got a thing about the orange man that you want to be in bed with him, but can you stop for a moment? Like, seriously. You're as bad as everything else entertainment wise at this point. Like, I don't mind a good Trump joke once in a while, but when you sit there and you play a Trump joke once every single episode, 3 episodes into a thing, I've done lost interest at that point. I'm sorry. You've lost the plot. Nobody cares. Anyway, the continued death of physical media, that is an unfortunate thing. That's the thing that I've been saying is going to happen. As much as I love physical, you know I've got like 230 plus games that are all digital at this point, and many more. And it sucks. Like, there's no reason for Nintendo not to put their games in this. The worst part about this is the fact that it's Nintendo. Mm. Let me say that. Okay, so the first part about this a little bit is Nintendo, because Nintendo does not put a lot of memory on the Switch or the Switch 2. Compared to other consoles out there, they have like no memory for the most part. They have enough memory for you to install one big game, and that's it. There is no reason for them to put not to be able to put their games on the carts or on their carts. None whatsoever. This idea that it's like an impossible, like I've heard somebody say that it was impossible or something like that. It's like, I'm sitting at the Dollar Tree earlier and looking beyond the girl, and behind her is SD cards, 64 gigs for like 12 fucking bucks. And I'm just like, huh, you can fit like 3 Nintendo games on that thing. Who fucking knew it? You know. At least it's something like Cyberpunk, because that thing took like what, 70 some gigs or something. They put it on their cart. Um, but no, like, what is it? I think how big is both the Zelda games are, like, what, in the teens, I think, something like that. Like, there's no reason for them not to be able to put them in those carts. None whatsoever. They're lying to you. If anyone tells you they can't, it's a fucking lie. Anyway, GTA 6 delayed twice. Listen, GTA is never coming out, guys. Let's face the facts. The GTA will come out during the heat death of the universe. They'll launch GTA 6 the following day. Granted, nobody will be here to see it, but oh, was that it? Was that all 10 of them? Shoot. Trying to figure out where Chad is. Chad. Yeah, like this just. Um, let's see what we got going on. Let's bring this up. Let's take a look over there. Save that. Let's see. Does anyone know if Chad is alive? Let's see. His schedule was changing too at some point. I wonder if he's going to still be able to do this, or we're going to have to change the time. Let's see. Let's at shoot. I forgot which name it was. No, because she's not on the server either. Um, well, shoot. Nobody's on. I guess he's asleep. Anyway, let's go back over here so we can actually see the chat again. Anyway, so yeah, Nintendo prices, things are coming down. I think we talked about it last year where console sales did not meet expectation across the board. Like, none of the consoles did. They all sold bad, which is weird because Nintendo should not be in that metric, but it is. Across combining both the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 sales for this year, it was down 10% during last month compared to previous years, which, of course, last month was Black Friday and all that stuff, right? So to find out that their numbers is even lower means the Switch 2 may have sold like hotcakes. Like, what was it? The fastest selling system ever at that point, which leads us to know that those are the hardcore Nintendo fans right there, and nobody else is interested. in this thing. Like every time I go to Walmart, which is a lot more regularly now than I want it to be, but it happens. There's always Nintendo Switch 2 sitting there just chilling out, not getting bought. But anyway, no, it just happened to saw this is the digital copy for Metroid Beyond, which is something I wanted to talk with Chad here, but he's not here. This game because we got a whole thing on it. We may skip it and come back to it. Um, but yeah, like I noticed a lot of the prices for the Switch 2 stuff was down compared to like this is a $70 launch, which is I guess the price that games can get away with at this point is $70 because Nintendo pushing the $80 apparently just flopped on its face. And it also turns out that during really dogs. Anyway, it also turns out that during the Black Friday and Cyber Monday and several days afterwards, a lot of companies like Walmart, Amazon were selling Switch 2s at like 50% off. Like if you were to click on it, it would tell you to see price in cart. If you were to buying it on the site or something, and you go there and it would knock $50 off its price because the distributors were just trying to offload them, I guess, at that point. So, and they weren't doing a very good and just eating that price. But that was apparently a thing that was happening. Let's see what else we got going on. Um, let's see. All right, Kotaku. Let's see what else you got. Yeah, that's right. We're just gonna rummage Kotaku tonight, I guess. I mean, if Chad doesn't get here by 9, I guess we'll just move on. We'll talk about it. Shit, Takis. I've hit the wrong button. I think something's gonna. Did I hit the wrong button? I'm almost positive I accidentally opened OBS. I did. See? There it is. Anyway. The 10 best gaming surprises of 2025. Right? Why not? The biggest disappointments to the biggest surprise. Let's see. Elden Ring Night Rain rules. Yeah, I heard that a lot of people like this. Unfortunately, I don't play Elden Ring or the Souls games for the most part. But I guess if I was younger and had more time, I probably would. But yeah. Anyway, I heard it was pretty good. Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic announced. Oh, is that a thing? Are we really excited about this? I mean, the last few Star Wars things that were done weren't exactly the Game Awards, right? Where they announced it. I guess people were excited about it. I don't know. I haven't actually looked to figure out what people were saying about it. Shoot. Question. Can you guys hear this? I bet you can't. I'm over here just nope, nothing. Alright, let's try this again. Now there should be sound. Look at this. I don't got Chad here telling me I'm messing up. I have to say that does look good. It's like, did we have to park 3 miles away for dramatic effect? Is that what it was? Okay. I mean, I got nothing. It is a what is it? A CGI trailer. There's nothing there to look at to be excited about. Anyway, something binged and I don't know what it was. Yeah, like that. I don't know what it is. Anyway. Alrighty. So yeah, that was the thing. Digital Foundry and Giant Bomb going fully independent. Sure. I guess that's cool. Nintendo adds Virtual Boy emulation to the Switch Online catalog. Really, Kotaku? What was the title of this is the biggest disappointments? No, this is biggest gaming surprises. Nobody cares about a Virtual Boy. I mean, not gonna lie, I wanted one way back in the day. Had one. Gave me a massive headache. It was cool. Ate through battery life. Terminator 2D, No Fate was worth the wait. Okay, this here. Not gonna lie, Chad might be scratching his head. Let me bring it up. I actually saw somebody playing this. Didn't realize it was a new release. Okay. Terminator 2D, No Fate. Like I saw somebody playing this.
Peggy 16.
I was perusing something. I can't remember what it was, but live streams that were going on. And they were playing this game, and I was watching and was like, oh, that's neat. Which I don't remember this Terminator game at all. Like, I remember the Terminator games being really bad for the most part, or just arcade games. And this game looked really decent, right? And this is Terminator 2D No Fate. So let me take 1 second to look at this. Realize there's nothing of value there. Oh, somebody subscribed to the channel over on YouTube, so thank you for that. But yeah, let's take a look at this real quick. And you'll notice that this has that old style, right? That old 32-bit style to it. Which is why I was kind of confused when I first saw it, going, I don't remember this game because I feel like I would have played this Terminator game if I could walk around as naked Arnold and throw people, okay? Yeah, this came out not that long ago.
Terminated.
2D No Fate. Yeah, like this month it came out. I'm pretty sure I accidentally ran across the stream of it, I guess on the 13th or something. Completely forgot about it since then. I'm going to add that to my wish list. But yeah, this actually looks like a pretty good game. I'm not going to lie. Now it is $30, of course. There's that. But yeah, let's see. What is this?
Peggy 16.
The same trailer. Or is this a longer trailer? Yeah, this is a longer trailer.
First.
Whoops.
Tomorrow has been.
Oh my goodness. Can I hit buttons correctly, please?
The past and future collide in Terminator 2D No Fate, a 2D side-scrolling arcade action game that brings explosive battles, relentless machines, and humanity's last hope together in a fight for survival. Take control of Sarah Connor, her son John, and their protector, the Terminator, as you fight through 15 adrenaline-pumping levels in story mode. Battle through iconic locations from the movie, such as the Steel Mill, Corral Bar, and Pescadero State Hospital, while playing through some of the best action set pieces ever brought to the screen. Experience unseen battles only previously dreamed of as you step into the shoes of John Connor, leading the fight in the future, and Sarah Connor, as you witness just how far she's willing to go to stop Judgment Day. The battle for tomorrow has begun. Terminator 2D No Fate brings classic arcade gameplay to your screens with lightning-fast run-and-gun action, nerve-wracking stealth, intense driving, and heart-pounding boss battles brought to life through beautiful
That bicycle reminds me of the Battletoads thing.
2D sprite art.
I don't know if I'll make
Supplies
it past that.
So you will need to scour levels for hidden items, checkpoints, and bonus weapons. Grapple with enemies, take cover when under assault, and use the weapons of the enemy against them by returning them to Cinder. In classic arcade style, each level has its own ranking system with unique criteria depending on the mission. Some require the deft touch of stealth, others the raw power of a 90s action hero. Strategize on how to survive each scenario in the most efficient way possible to reign supreme on your high score table. Play the game your way,
bad.
with multiple difficulty modes, the ability to rebind controls, and the option to use a classic CRT filter. Story mode is only the beginning of your fight. Many bonus modes can be unlocked, including a brutal boss rush mode that will test your mettle, infinite mode, where you must face unrelenting waves of foes, arcade mode, which streamlines the game into the perfect combination of the adrenaline junkie goodness of the movie and the challenge of a classic arcade machine. Mother of the Future is a great choice for speedrunners, allowing players to experience Sarah's fight from start to finish in a thrilling race against the clock. And if you need a bit of practice, you can replay levels and level training. Use it to perfect the tasks set before you so you can shoot for that perfect run. Sarah, the Terminator, John, all three will make their stand against Skynet. Will you stand with them? Terminator
Yeah, not gonna lie.
2D No Fate, coming to your screen October 31st.
Now it says October 31st, so somewhere I think just came out first and then they redid it. But anyway, yeah, that was a good one. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I have to say, Kotaku, you did good. That one. Helldivers 2 comes to Xbox. Yeah, I mean, a little late, but yeah, they finally came to Xbox. Gears of War goes to PlayStation. Yeah, does anybody even care about Gears of War anymore? I don't remember. It was a big thing back in the day. Id Software, Bethesda, Ubisoft Studios in North America unionized. Oh, yay. Just what they needed. Now they can sit there and do absolutely nothing and produce shit for us. And not get fired. Let's see. Fortnite's mini Simpsons season was great, actually. Yeah, a lot of people did enjoy that. Elder Scrolls, that's Fortnite, by the way, if anyone was curious. Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster Shadow Drop, that was a big thing this year. That really was. And Blizzard actually shadow dropped something else too. What was it? Blizzard shadow dropped Warcraft 1 and 2 on a remaster, and then promptly took the originals away, kind of like how they handled 3, which was not so good, but yeah. Anyway. Hollow Knight Silksong family launched. Yeah, that was a good thing. Alrighty. Yeah, I guess that's it. That was it. That's all. Let's see. That's the Old Republic. Okay, so I guess we're gonna move on. It's almost 9 o'clock. We might as well move on to this. I have things. Let me bring it up. Nope, that is not what I want. Wrong side. Okay. Okay, so this is Metroid Prime 4. This is somebody's thoughts after 1%, 100%ing the game. Okay? And this is why we're going to talk about it.
Finished Metroid Prime 4 with 100% completion, and here are my final thoughts. I mentioned in a recent video I was very conflicted on how I felt about this game about 2/3 of the way through, and wouldn't you know, I still felt that way when credits rolled. I think the easiest way to lay out my final thoughts is mechanically, I think the game is great. Structurally, I think it's not so great. For example, the 5 main areas were all really interesting visually and super detailed, but I didn't think exploring them was anything special because they rarely let you go off the beaten path. Bosses were a good challenge and were fun to learn and overcome, but it felt like they all drug on too long. Samus's badass new motorcycle, the Viola, felt good to boost and drift around on, but it was mainly in a mostly empty desert. It just felt like
A quiet desert. Yes, that's right. I'm not going to let that go.
for every good thing the game had going for it, something got in the way. The NPC characters were kind of whatever to me, not really adding to or taking away from the game in any significant way.
I mean, for me, I think they take away from the game, but you know.
At the end of the game, I did end up liking them
Especially that
overall,
guy.
even if Miles McKenzie popping up to tell me where to go every time I tried to explore what little there was to explore in the desert did get annoying. I do think that
Yeah, I think that's a bit of an understatement there. No, I mean, come on. It's Metroid. We should not have somebody telling you where to go the second you try to explore.
the main big bad of Silux was kind of lame. Having not played any of the other Prime games outside of Prime 1,
No, this is the part where I really want to get into, because this guy hasn't played anything aside from the first one. It's completely lost on Silix.
I feel like I really didn't understand his beef with Samus or what his motivations were, and even after finishing the game, I still don't really know what his deal was. At the end of the day, even with all my complaints, I still had a pretty good time with Metroid Prime 4. I mean, I did 100% it, so even if it didn't check all the boxes for me, I was obviously having fun. If there was a little more to the level design, this game would have shined a lot more in my eyes, but the lack of that was my main sticking point. But what we got was still pretty fun. I would score it somewhere between a 7 or an 8 out of 10.
Anyway, so yeah, Silix. That's the big thing right here. This is your main protagonist or antagonist, right, of the game. And it turns out a lot of people don't know who Silix is. And that's to be expected, because Silix comes from a video game that nobody played. Metroid Prime Hunters back in like 2006. I think it was 6 or 7. Anyway, so that came out on like the DS, and that was a game that only I wanted to play, but absolutely nobody else ever apparently played this game. Uh, so that's why I kind of vaguely remember who Silix is, because he's one of the other bounty hunters, right? He's one of the other bounty hunters who's salty because Samus is better than him. That's his whole character. That's all their character arc, right? Like, that's everybody's issue is Samus is better. How dare she? Um, for the most part, like, that's what it can be boiled down to. But I'm sure they could sit there and you can go into it and be like, well, technically, blah blah blah. You know, it's like he's salty that Samus is better. Anyway, and then he appeared in was it Federation Force? Right, I had to think for a second. So yeah, he appeared. He was in Federation Force, which is another game that nobody played. In fact, let me look that one up because I don't quite remember. Um, let's see, what is it? Metroid Federation Force. Okay, that was 2016. Let's see, co-op first-person shooter. Developed by Next Level Games and published on the 3DS in 2016. Okay, so it was another DS game that nobody played, right? Let's look at this. Federation Force. And because they have the Metroid Prime moniker, right? Because, like, I get what Nintendo was trying to do. Okay, Nintendo was trying to make this overarching world, living world for Samus to be in and stuff. Which is why they did Federation Force, and they've been kind of like stripping Samus of her badassness sometimes in some games. It's just, and those happen to be the games that don't sell very well. Like, what was I think Other M was another one that was mixed to people for whatever reason, and there was something else. Um, but yeah, it's just these games that nobody ever really played. And Silas was involved in that. And then for some reason, because they feel compelled to add this character like Silex into the Prime universe as a big villain, right? Or as the bad guy, essentially. Um, at the end of Metroid Prime 3, there's a hidden secret ending, right? Where Samus is flying away and what looks like his ship is also in hot pursuit of hers. Like anyone still gives a damn about Silex because nobody knew who Silex was. Nobody still knows who Silex is. Uh, there's people who are playing the fourth game right now wondering who the fuck this guy is and why he exists and what his problem is. Still with Samus. Like, if you don't know the lore, if you didn't play the games that nobody played, like I did, because I did, and nobody else played them, which sucks because I really wanted to play Hunters with people, and nobody played. Like Metroid Prime Hunters was like Overwatch before Overwatch was Overwatch, I guess, because different hunters. It was a hero shooter. Shit, it was a hero shooter. Damn. Anyway. So yeah, that's just all I wanted to talk about with that. It's like Nintendo decided, yeah, let's pull this guy, give him no backstory, because everybody clearly played these games for the 3DS that nobody played. Like you have to be like one of the, I guess, the hardcore Metroid fans to ever actually put the two and two together for this guy, which I guess was kind of me. Because again, I played them, nobody else did. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Nintendo pulled this guy out. They want to make him big bad. Nobody knows who he is, which now means everybody either needs to go emulate these other past games for the 3DS, I guess, or get some, or maybe hopefully somebody on YouTube has already done the story that you can listen to in 30 minutes or something. But yeah. Oh, all right. Let's see, what else we got? Yep, Chad's still gone. Anyway. What was this? Oh, yeah. 72% of devs think that Steam has a monopoly on PC gaming. And you know what? They probably do. That's the sad part, and I'm okay with it. I don't know what this is. I didn't read any of this. I was just wanting this bit. It was accompanied by this. So let's take a look real quick. I don't say this lightly, but Steam is quite literally the only company I am okay with having this monopoly. Yeah, that's what I was actually in the middle of saying. Anyway, there are so many ways they could use Steam to generate more money. I see every opportunity for them to exploit their user base, and they choose not to. They have exceptional customer service. Steam charts are public, something many companies would rather not be public to hide their embarrassments. Yeah, we've talked about that actually several times recently this year as some of the games failed, and they were all upset and going, maybe Steam charts should not be a public thing for people. We need to get rid of Steam charts. It's like, no. We need to see when you fall on your face. Ludicrous deals for games several times a year, banning in-game ads, I think is a big one, by the way. Making it a requirement for developers to say whether or not they used AI. I, again, don't care one way or the other. AI is being used in absolutely everything at this point in time, especially for larger companies. It's not going to make a difference. The mod support and Steam Workshop, absolutely a win right there. This list goes on. Any gaming CEO would kill to have Steam and would promptly kill it within 5 years to appease shareholders. They absolutely will. Which is one. When Gabe passes away and moves on or whatever, Steam is probably going to be in for a very rough ride. I'm just going to say it, if they don't pick a good successor for this company. Don't even get me started on the GameCube, new Steam console. Steam single-handedly is holding PC gaming up, and I never want anything to happen. Okay, so yeah, we know GOG exists, right? Good old games. Welcome to Good Old Games. So naturally, we have good old games here. You know, they're a thing. They exist. You can go do it. Ooh, Breath of Fire, $4.99. You know, I swear, every time I see that, I'm like, ooh, I want to play Breath of Fire 3 because that's my favorite. I can just emulate it anytime I want to. I have it on my computer. I don't need to go buy it somewhere, but I would still buy it if it was available on Steam. But anyway, so yeah, you've got GOG here. You have Steam, of course, you know, which is what we were just looking at, right? And you know, Steam is currently doing the winter sale, which is great. But yeah, and then you have Epic. Those are like your three main companies distributing games on PC: GOG, Steam, and Epic. Steam allows you to buy games, right? They have games, they have reviews, they have all the stuff that one person. Stop. You know, you've got all these reviews down here, so you can actually take a look and see what people are thinking about it, saying about it, which you don't get on Epic, by the way. Like, unless they recently changed it, and I just haven't paid attention because I don't use Epic that much, reviews don't even exist over there. It is literally just a platform for you to buy the game and play it and launch it, but you can't get reviews on it like you can over here at Steam, or at least that's how it launched anyway. I'm assuming it's the same way because I haven't, you know, used it. I don't use it. Uh, but yeah, like, just Steam does user-friendly things, right? You know, unpatched Elden Ring DLC. Anyway, Steam is very user friendly. Steam is also pro consumer with a lot of their stuff. They have like what, a 2 hour return policy too, right? So if you bought something and it just wasn't what you thought it was, within 2 hours you can then return it. They have those deep discounts. Like they're having like payday 2, 99 cents. Chad would have a cow. uh, Everybody owns this game but me right now. So, you know, I mean, might as well own it for 99 cents. Fuck. Anyway, I might as well own it for 99 cents. But yeah, so they've got those deep discounts. They have these sales, like this is the winter sale, there's a spring sale, summer sale, all that good stuff. And Steam is definitely the pro consumer one. And, you know, normally having a monopoly on stuff, you know, is a bad thing, right? Like we talked about this, like Google. Like Google had no problem. There should have been no problem for them to properly launch their Netflix of gaming and having it as a mainstay right now in this PC gaming market. It should have been. It wasn't because of whoever it is. Anyway, but things like Google is a monopoly, right? Like you got Google and Apple, those are the only two. If you're in the, you know, mobile market, those are your only two. There's no other else. I mean, sure, there's a few people, right? Like there's a Windows Phone out there, right? There's a few other things out there, but they do not have the market share that things like Google and Apple do. Those are two people I'd rather not have monopolies and stuff. Steam having the monopoly on PC games is totally fine by me. I'm okay with it. And I don't think that there are 72% of devs thinking that Steam has a monopoly as a bad thing. Like, I feel like the 72% number had to be, it's got to be one of those things like what was it, like when they had what was it, like 98% of scientists believe global warming is man-made or something like that. And then if you actually go look at it, what was it, they had polled like 80 some scientists or something like that, and the three that disagreed happened to be the climate scientists in the room while the rest of them were not climate scientists. So all the non-climate scientists decided that global warming was going to kill everybody. While the 3 climate scientists actually at the convention was like, no, we'll be okay. But anyway. Oh, was that Chad? Likely busy. No, that was Doodlebug. Uh-huh. Well, he's missing our podcast. Anyway, let's see. 72 of the developments who were likely asked about this topic that were pre-selected based on their stance. Well, that possibly too. Just make good games and put them on Steam, where almost every gamer has their game. Yeah, see, that's also the other thing. It's like companies that just like wait a year before they put it on Steam. Or wait before they put it on PC. Like that was the thing. Like the only reason I think Epic, that's it. The only reason Epic even is being used to this day at this point is because if you want to play Fortnite via PC, you have to have Epic for one. Like that's the only real thing that's on my Epic account, I think. Except for maybe something free I got. And obviously don't play because I never open it. I mean, I could open it right now. It's probably going to want to do 15 updates. But also, they were signing a bunch of exclusivities. Like, Epic actually had exclusivity on PC, which was an unheard of thing at the time. It's like, really, guys? Really? So then we just waited a year, but some of us didn't, which, gave Epic market share. And that's the only reason I think they have any market share, to be totally honest at this point. Well, I hope he didn't have a seizure. I'm hoping he is just sleeping. Yeah, no. Great, thanks, Doodle. Now I'm worried that he had a seizure. Hold up, everybody. Let me see if I can... Providing I even have a working number for him. I don't know if he's changed his number or not, but I do have a number for him. We'll find out if somebody sends me who the hell is that. So why would I have a seizure? Chad, you better not have had a seizure and didn't tell us. Come on. Okay. So yeah, now I'm a little bit worried there. Anyway, so let's go watch this. I'm not exactly sure why that was up, but I hope it didn't say anything too bad either. But that might have been what pinged. Oh yeah, it was chat and thanks Facebook, thanks. Anyway, so this here, I thought
these rats learned to play Doom with a trackball and a jug of sugar water.
And yes, if your question is, can you play Doom on a rat? I think you can.
RatsPlayDoom.com is exactly what it sounds like, and the little critters have a nicer setup than any of us did back in 1993 when the Wolfenstein ripoff first dropped. The rats get strapped to one of these balls to simulate walking around in Doom's 3D environments and stare into a 180-degree curved mini AMOLED display for maximum immersion. And a special sweet liquid distributing reward system literally teaches the fellas how the game mechanics work. The rats successfully learned how to navigate in-game after about 2 weeks of practice. And one of the main reasons they're not ripping elite speed running strats is the lack of the human understanding of what the long-term effects of VR exposure looks like for big mice. But despite all that, the Freakazoid behind the project still has a step-by-step guide on how to put your own sci-fi rat gamer doohickey thing together. Just keep in mind, it's still a work in progress, and there's likely a more efficient way to teach a rat how to Doom coming in the near future.
Okay, anyway, so where is it? Rats Play Doom. Rats Play Doom. This is a thing. Basic ball setup for rats trained to run forward, minimal sensor. The fact that there are rats playing Doom, yeah, that feels, it kind of warms my heart a little bit. Oh, rat VR headset. Oh. And you can make your own. You can set your own rats through this. Just it's great. And they get sugar water, not speed. Look at that little rat play Doom. I guess they're colorblind, right? So that's why everything's in a wonky color. Oh. Listen, rats play Doom. That's all that matters. Rats play Doom. Oh, let's pop that over here. Yeah, all right. The Indie Game Awards happened, and nobody cared. Let's see. I don't think anybody paid attention to them. The only news that came out of that was the fact that they decided Expedition 33 was disqualified because at one point they used Gen AI to make a placeholder for a what was it? A texture put on a lamp that nobody saw. This is why it's one of those things. It's like, yes, we know people will lose their jobs when AI becomes really good, right? That's inevitable. But at the same time, we need to use a little bit of nuance when it comes to things. If you used AI to make fake movie posters to plaster across your game world, nobody should give a shit. Just saying. Or at least I don't feel like they should give a shit. If AI did most of the level design and created the levels, then we could think a little bit and go, hold up. But yeah, anyway, I just feel like it should be a little bit of nuance there. Oh, we got something. Let me look at this. Let's see. The last one I had for him was... Okay, apparently I need to edit that. Yeah, we're trying to figure out if Chad's actually good or not. Because, we do worry about him and his conditions. Anyway, so, yeah, when it comes down to it, Expedition 33 probably would have swept those awards too. so it doesn't really matter for the most part. But yeah, and I get why the Indie Game Awards needs to happen. I'm not gonna lie, I get the idea behind it. It puts a spotlight on lesser known games that maybe need the spotlight. The problem is they don't actually choose good games. See, because they're in the hug box of feel goods where everything is toxic positive. Nobody actually there will tell them, hold up, this game sucks ass. Maybe we should think, I don't know, like this game here that actually was good. But they're looking at it going, oh, well, that only had one guy working on it, and there wasn't a girl there, and they didn't have a, whatever, this, that, and the other. Therefore, it's disqualified for this. Anyway, um, yeah, so they're a thing to laugh at, point and laugh at. But at the same time, I understand why they need to be there. It's just they don't shine light on anything good. That's the only downside. And when they, yeah, I mean, and then they do this shit here, and that's like, do you guys have no nuance whatsoever? I don't know. I don't have a number for Joe, so I can't contact Joe. If Chad doesn't answer his phone, and if Chad happens to be in the hospital, he may not answer his phone. I'll never know. At least Joe gets on Discord and messages us. Now I feel like I need to message her to see if she gets on or something. I don't know if I even have her on the thing. I do not. Let's see. Anyway, so yeah. And then Clear Obscure Expedition 33 director admits Sandfog tried AI during the JRPGs. It's not a JRPG, for fuck's sake. Which is another thing, by the way. Expedition 33 is not a JRPG. It is an FRPG. It is clearly from France. It is a French game, a French RPG. Okay, it is not from Japan. J stands for Japanese or Japan. That's where the RPG was, because RPGs, for the most part, only came from two locations on this planet. It was either a Western RPG or it was a JRPG. Those were the only two differences where good RPGs came from for the most part. Okay? This one happens to have come out of France. Therefore, it is an FRPG or a French RPG. French. Anyway, it's a French RPG. So it comes from France. It's not a JRPG. Anyway, and somebody somewhere was spurging out about that at some point, and I was just like, JRPG equals from Japan, FRPG equals from France. Everything else comes from the West for the most part, or has something else because it's like an ARPG, like what is it, Diablo, Hades, Path of Exile and stuff. If we're not calling them by their names, they are ARPGs or action RPGs, right? So, or they're just, we call them by name. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to ask for Joe's number just so I can confirm the chat is okay. Because now I am a little worried, guys. Anyway. But yeah, anyway, and that's exactly what their statement was for the most part too. Like they used it. It was, I think it used some tools, or they used the tools. It was on a lamppost. It was there for 5 days, and then they removed it with assets they finally made or whatnot and got around to making it. And people are acting like they're using the AI slop, and it's like, this game is a fucking masterpiece. It ain't slop. I'm sorry. And if that is AI slop, then I've got news for you at this point. But anyway, so yeah, there's no nuance involved when it comes to the conversation of AI. It's AI was used, everybody sees red. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they're all using AI. It's like what was it? NFTs or whatnot with the yacht club and all that stuff, and we all knew that wasn't going to last. We also prayed that it would not last because this is ridiculous and stupid. I don't know how many of those bored yacht apes or whatever it is I collected, by the way. And not by as in going to pay for their NFT. No, I just had the graphic, and I don't know what to tell anybody, but I reposted it multiple times everywhere and told them to come after me if it was that big of a deal, but nobody ever did. So, I'm so glad they spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars on a graphic that I just copied and pasted. But yeah. Oh, let's see. Well, he replied earlier today in Gen Chat. All right, let's see if Chad's alive. Doodle's going to call him. She's got two different numbers for him. Anyway, so this is stuff that Thomas posted. In fact, I think the rest of it might be stuff that Thomas posted because it's about Hassan, of all things, our favorite terrorist supporting dog shocker.
Destiny is saying that Hassan Baby Oil Diddy Party Hamas Piker had, with a 15-year-old on his trip to Berlin.
Oh, yeah. So there's like this rumor that's been around for a long time because he went to a brothel. Who was it? It was Destiny. Not Destiny. Hassan. Sorry. Hassan went to a brothel, like somewhere in the EU, and supposedly there was a 15-year-old there. And Berlin. Actually, let me look. Berlin, age of consent. This is something that also is an interesting thing, right? Wow. What? Okay. So for us here in America, the idea that this man right here fucked a 15-year-old, that would be a problem, right? That would be a huge deal. We would be calling him pedophile, all this other stuff, pedo, all that good stuff. However, there's this thing in the world where there's this age of consent. It's different. But also we have U.S. laws because I think, if I remember correctly, you are held to U.S. standards when you're abroad. So if they ever proved that he did this, holy shit, I hope he is on a registry at the end of that, because for a U.S. citizen, our age of consent is 18. 18 is an adult, right? Over in Berlin, if this is to be believed, it is 14 freaking years old. And I knew Japanese, like over in Japan, is 16, right? But yeah, Berlin is 14. So very well, there could have been a 15-year-old working in that brothel. Shit. Damn. Anyway. So
Hassan Baby Oil Diddy Party Hamas.
Let me come back to that for a second. Number you requested cannot be dialed. Who is Chad? I don't know. Well, that's lovely. You're telling me the numbers we got don't work for Chad. Message small. We're small. We're small. Okay, now now there's two of us trying to find Chad. We can't get Chad. Mimic. Small. are not working. Well, Small lives in the city, so let me see if Small's awake. I don't think Small's awake either. Yeah, Small's not logged in either, so anyway.
Piker had, with a
So yeah, the
15-year-old
idea
on
that
his
the
trip to
agent can
Berlin.
sent any other
Personally, I
country
already
is
believe
bad.
him, but let's take a closer look. So apparently they have some sort of beef going on because Hassan is mad at Destiny for collabing with Nick Fuentes back in the day. You know that whole time where they had that whole tape leak where it looked like Destiny was glucking Nick Fuentes? Anyway, Destiny said
I
also
remember that.
Hassan effed a 15-year-old when he was visiting a brothel in Berlin. That's why he doesn't like to talk about it as much now. But I think it's important to keep in mind that Destiny has several grooming allegations, and he's also openly admitted to having CP on his computer. I mean, it just makes sense to me.
Really? This is why I don't follow those
Personally,
people.
that somebody who serially
damn.
abuses their dog would also have no moral problem abusing a child. While I'm personally inclined to believe the part about the 15-year-old, we don't have proof, so we can't call wood chipper on that. But the
well, I mean, we could do that for other things, but anyway. So yeah, and I guess this is the chronicling of his whole foray into China, right? It's fun.
Roger, you seen this? Oh yeah.
He had on his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they searched him, but he was just all like, "Yeah, this is fine, this is okay." But if that happened in America, you know exactly what he'd fucking say about it. Oh,
Very big.
What's this?
And so is its government. Okay. And from what I understand, and I'm not entirely certain of this, but like a lot of the stuff that we're doing, we're getting checks. Like we're not like we're getting pre-clearance. We're not just fucking rolling up, chatters.
Getting pre-clearance.
Like
he tried to live stream on their version of Twitter essentially and got like immediately deleted from the platform and stuff. But anyway, let's see. He's China maxing whatever it is, right? He wore Chairman Mao or something cosplay to the Streamer Awards. That was the thing that happened. Oh, what's this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they know fucking Asmongold and shit. That's so strange.
Yeah,
no one from China should know who Asmongold is.
Do you remember me last time I said hi to you when you were with Bookman?
Yeah, I do remember that. Were you guys together at the time? Like,
Yeah, we were.
as in like yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't like the fact that they know Asmongold, I guess. Someone went to China thinking he would be received as a celebrity, just to learn that Asmongold was more popular than him. And this is what the Chinese think of us on Red Note. Well, that's nice. Is he on Red Note? Is he doing things on Red Note? You're dumb. Oh, that's the guy who electrocutes dogs. Yeah, he's been having a very bad year. He's been coping very hard about it lately. Let's see. We need something else to talk about. Let's see. Yeah, nobody is currently on right now. Nope. Let's see. Do we have anything else in the salt mines that we can talk about that's not Hassan? Let's see. Delete that. Delete that. We can delete this. Get rid of that. Delete that. Delete that. Okay, what is this? Steam bans more anime games. That's fine. We already talked about all that stuff. Let's see. And I don't really know anything about that. So, I guess that's it. We got nothing else to talk about tonight. Let's see. We got Rats That Play Doom. Let's see. Is there anything else that's interesting to talk about right now? Yeah, see, this. Okay. Listen. Yeah. At one point in time, we have what is it? What is the term where you randomly build a world from it? I can't think of what it's called. No Man's Sky uses it, and several other things. Like Diablo used it, pretty sure Path of Exile uses it to a certain extent. It's like the world's not set, essentially, right? So if you walk into a zone, it's completely different than when you walked into it last time. Anyway, I feel like that's where we're getting to. AI is going to essentially like start doing that, I guess. Yeah. AI world models promise to reshape 190 billion video game industry. Wait, what? I thought this was a story. What is this? This is not what I thought this was. Anyway, my bad. I thought this was talking about them using AI to generate like worlds and stuff. Jeez. There was a Steam outage a few days ago. Last Epic Game Store free games comes with a catch. Okay, so if you're on Epic, we can get a free game. Revealed Epic Games revealed that the indie release We Were Here Together will be available for free download today and tomorrow. There you go. If you want to play We Were Here Together, which sounds just like a horrible game to play. I don't know. What is this? We Were Here Together? Is this it? Actually, it may not be half bad. Is it a survival game? The only downside is it's on Epic. I don't want to play it on Epic. Let's see if I can look it up on Steam real quick just to see what it is. We were... Whoops. We're here together. Yeah, well, it's not for free on Steam. I'll tell you that much, guys. It is $4.93. Okay, it's $4.93 if anyone's curious. But this is the game that you can get for free on Epic for the next 2 days.
Go back! Please, somebody hold it!
Huh. Yeah, this actually doesn't look half bad.
There is a way for us to escape, but I need your help. You will not stop me from lifting this curse.
Huh. Alright. online co-op cross-platform. That's actually not half bad. Yeah, so you can pick it up on Steam if you want to pick it up on Steam for $4.92 right now. It is going to be free on Epic, though, for today and tomorrow if you want to pick it up there. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's what we're going to call it. I know it's early. It's a bit early, but it's just me, and Chad's not answering, which has people worried. Me worried anyway. Oh. And yeah, so we'll do this, of course, every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where we do Gaming with a Side of Salt. I might stream something between now and next Friday. I don't know. I don't normally stream games. I think I might. I'm not making promises. I'll still uploading shorts and stuff, of course, but aside from that, of course, links for everybody is in the comments in the description down below. If you want to go check out Chad and Meg, they play things. I think Meg plays on Thursdays. I don't remember the time. And Chad has a schedule that he does or doesn't follow sometimes. Anyway, go over there and follow them. Subscribe to their channels. Aside from that, I think that is where we will end it. So yeah, we will see you all in the next one. How do I do this again?